right hand knife tool in now, finishing tool. Right, so I decided on it's 20th to come off, take a 5/3 cut. Here, and then we'll take a 5/3 cut. Starting to get near now. Putting a hell of a finish on. Incredible. Finish off it in the shoulder by hand, last little bit. Tenth of our size. Three-third cut. Cut one is gradual, not in a hurry. One thousandths under inch and a half. Again, finish off into the shoulder by hand. You can see that right there. Actually 4th thou. This should be size off, just about size. The thing you've got to watch when you're working such a fine tolerance, the thow's not that fine, but it's fine enough for me. You've got to watch the temperature of your bar. It can expand half a thou very easily. And when it cools down, you find it's undersized. And that's the size we've got, which is just a thou, an inch and a half, what we're looking for. So what I'll do now, I'll knock the carriage off, take the power feed off, and I'll finish that face off in there, take a slight cut, and wind it out. Right, that's what face for the chuck to go on to. So now we need a register machine in there for the threading tool to drop into. I normally use a parting tool. Right, what we've got, parting tool set on centre height, set square with a job. zero my compound slide that way, so the backlash is going the right way. Zero. Turn my parting tool in, it's touching that face, and lock the carriage up. The register was 250 thou, which is 2.5 turns. There's 1, 210, 20, 30, 40, 250. Put some cutting fluid on. When you're using the parting tool, when it starts to cut, it starts to make a noise, do it back off, went in a bit harder. 10, 20, right, we've got our groove 100 thou D-power. Let's go to cutting tool to drop into. All I want to do now is knock the corners down. Put some light radiuses on them. Just do it by hand. Strong the glasses on. And I put a good lead on the front, and I've got a thread to start on there. Right. Chamfer in there. Chamfer on the other side. And chamfer on there. Right. So we're looking ready now for the nice bit, putting threads on. Right, I've got a tool here I've ground up, 55° tool. The tool's got to be on centre height. You probably get a decent shot of it there. It's lined up with the tailstock centre, so it's on centre height. Right, I've got the tool mounted on centre height. Put the job back in now. If this had been in a chuck, you'd have a hell of a job trying to get it lined up again. But it would be been between centres. It's as simple as that. That'll run through. Exactly the same as it was when I took it out. Perfectly true, no run out at all. Right, this thread, it's 8 thread to the inch Whitworth foam. Whitworth is 55°. As people, you hear people on about making the thread cutting tool go straight in at an angle. If it was a foam tool and it was a big lathe and I was in a hurry, I would make it go straight in. But it's not. So what I'll be doing is, I'll be setting the compound slide up at 27.5°, which is half your 55° angle, and I'll be using the compound slide to advance the cut. It'll only be cutting on the front edge of the tool. Once the thread's just about finished, you take one final cut where it cuts on both sides of the tool, and that should clean your thread up. And it should be a decent thread, right size. If you try and take it straight in with this, your first few cuts will be alright. Then you're taking a massive cut on each side of the tool. That's the way I do it anyway, and I've had no problems. I've cut lots of threads. Right. Put my cable ties back on there. The drive dog on the other side. See how easy it is. In and out just like that. A couple of cable ties on there. I'll show you how I set that up for 27.5°. Then I've got the chain wheels to set up, gearbox to set up, and I might do one cut. There's no divisions marked on this compound side anywhere for anglers, so what I use a protractor. I line it up Hold it on there and I line it up with a T slot. So that's set at 27 degrees. Line it up with a T slot on there, that's going in at 27.5 degrees. Lock them up. There's an easy way to verify the angle's right. I'll show you what it is when I get these little bastards tightened. I've been going to change them for metric for a long time. 1, 2. Let's check our angle again. Yep, 27.5 degrees, spot on. Right, put the tool post back on. Put my tool back on. Now we'll set it up to, it's been set up for centre height. Tool roughly square with the job. Now if you look at the angle the tool makes, the tool's grounded 55 degrees, 27.5 degrees aside. So if you look at the angle of the tool, if you can see it properly there, it's hard to show this tool post. Anyway, the angle of the tool, the angle of that part there makes is the same angle as this, 27 degrees and a half, 27.5 degrees. I've done it myself. I've videoed myself doing it, screw cutting with a cross slide at the wrong angle. That's right, so it advances in, it cuts on the front edge of the tool. When your thread's nearly finished, you just put a little cut in on your cross slide and that cleans the thread up. You look at the angle of that is the same as the angle, same angle as your compound slide. Right, we've got the tool set on centre height, the compound slide set to 27.5 degrees. What we need to do now is line the tool up so it's square with the job. With your thread setting gauge for it, call it a fishtail. Touches the job like that. The tool fits into there. It's touching, that's touching there, so everything's tightened up. All I want now is a gearbox setting up. These are the change wheels in the back of the lathe. That top gear there, that's directly at the end of the lathe mandrel. There's 2 gears here. They're what they call a tumbler reverse gear. That gives you forward and a backward direction of your lead screw for cutting left or right hand threads, for traversing to and from the chuck. The big double gear is a compound gear. You've got 127 teeth on that one and 100 teeth on that one. This gear is used for cutting a metric thread, because it's an imperial lathe. That gives you a ratio which allows you to cut metric threads. These gears on here are called a screw gear. That's actually a shaft. It would be a lead screw, but this one goes through a gearbox. At the minute I've got it set up to cut 8 TPI. I've got a 20 tooth on there. I'm using the 127 just as an idler. I've got a 54 on the bottom. I'll start the lathe up so you can see how the direction of that one's running clockwise. I'll stop it and reverse it. Now it's running anti-clockwise. The gears are all adjustable for mesh. This thing here is called a banjo. It's shaped like a banjo. When you set it up, you've got to make sure that you have a little bit of backlash in the gears. They're not too tight and binding, otherwise they will seize up. I use motorcycle chain lube to lubricate them. There's 1 or 2 oil points as well, but basically the chain lube, it's messy, but it doesn't fly off, it sticks to them, keeps them right. This is the gearbox on the lathe. You've got 2 levers which control the gears inside it. There's a chart on the front for cutting imperial threads. Simple enough chart to follow. We're going to be cutting 8 threads to the inch. So move this lever to where it says 8 threads to the inch. It's also got a number there, a letter A, which tells me where that lever goes. And 20, that's how many teeth go onto the stud gear. Right, so I've got a lever in position B, I've got a 22 stud gear on there, and that is in position A. That's going to give me 8 threads to the inch. Right, we're all set up to cut the thread. Compound angle set, tool set, gearboxes set, change wheels are all set. Before I do cut the thread on this bit, what I'm going to do, I'm going to try it out on the big part of the shaft. This is going to be machined down anyway, there's a lot to come off there, so I'm going to try it on there instead of trying it on the end where I know it's got to be right. First thing we'll make sure we'll put the lead screw into gear. There's a carriage in the middle of nowhere, so we'll get no massive surprises. Set the machinery nice and slow. Engage the screw cutting lever. You can see it's going forward towards the chuck, that's what we want. Right, knock it out here. So all I want to do is cut a little bit of thread just to verify I set the 8 threads to the inch. Right, I've engaged the lead screw, put a light cut on it, cut the thread, you can see it stands out nice against the blue. Wind it out and stop it. Right, we've got our screw cutting, my thread measuring gauges, put them on. It's absolutely spot on, 8 threads to the inch. Right, so basically we'll set our compound slide at 0. We're going to put the feed on with that. We'll turn our cross slide into 0. It's touching and set 0 on that. So the procedure will be, you'll put a feed on with your compound slide, probably 10 thou. Once it gets off the end of the thread, you'll retract it on one turn on the cross slide. Disengage the feed nuts, wind back to the beginning, add back to 0, into that cut, and it goes on and on that way. This lathe is fitted with an 8 threads to the inch lead screw, so in theory I can lock the feed nuts in on any space, any hole number. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to drop it in the same place on every one just to make sure I don't miss it. This is what they call a thread nail indicator. Strange the way it works. Well, it's not strange, it's clever. Set it the other way there, and the nuts are disengaged, and you can see that's actually moving around. You notice there's a paint mark on there, that's the mark I use all the time. And I engage it like that. Now the carriage is now moving and we're cutting the thread. When I cut metal threads, which we'll be doing later on the project, I do not disengage the half nut from the lead screw or reverse the lathe. Right, so ready to start. Lathe is running. We'll put a cut on. We'll put a 10 thou cut on. 10 thou aside. I'm waiting for me the thread down indicator to come round on my paint mark. I see I could put it in on any hole number, any half number, but there's a bit of work in that shaft. We'll just drop it into the same place every time and we'll know it. That can't be a mistake made. So I can control the speed at virtually a standstill with a speed controller. Great for cutting threads. Right, we're coming around now. Right, it's engaged. Now watching for the drop off the end. That's what the gap's machining there for. Disengaged. Right, so the procedure now is we wind out the cross slide, one full turn, back to 0, back to our starting position, turn this back in to 0, and once again put a cut on with a compound slide in that 10th out. A little bit of oil. Now we're watching for a mark coming round our indicator. We're feeling for our cigarettes, but we don't smoke anymore. Here it comes. When you're screw cutting, you've got to adopt a procedure and keep to it. It's very easy to make a mistake and spoil your good work. Pick the same thread up, that's always a good sign. Disengaged, out a turn, back, in a turn, cut on, and a compound slide. Wait for your mark to come round, engage it, and away you go. You've got to get the procedure when you're cutting threads, a routine, and keep doing it the same every time. It's no use changing halfway through or walking off a job. You've got to concentrate fully all the time. It's very easy to make one mistake, thread's ripped off, that's it, start again. That's why this bar's longer. If I make a mistake I can cut the end off and put another thread on. I haven't put it the size yet, right, so it's cut its thread, out one full turn, back, in one full turn, cut on with a compound slide, another 10, wait for your thread indicator to come round, look for your cigarettes that you haven't got, settle on some coffee. Every so often you take a cut without putting any more feed on, just to take any spring out of the tool post. Thread's looking good. Right, we're getting here now, we'll stop it. Take it out the lathe and try it on a job. Oh Christ. I'm trying to chuck. Yeah, but not near enough. A bit more. See. Just now got tail centre up. I put in that cable tie in that driving dog just to takes any chatter out of it. Right, so we're back where we started from, ready to take another cut. Just make sure we're just stop snipped up into gear. Exactly the same place. You couldn't do that if that was mounted in a chuck. It's a nice pretty looking thread. started, but it's tight. Didn't take much between it going on and not going on. Very near now. Very near. Put a bit of oil on the threads. See, I've done probably three cuts without putting any more feed on. It's going in nicely. It's just starting to grip as it hits the register. That's excellent. Pleased with that. Quite a bit of time involved in it. But, well worth the effort. Very nice. I'll try the 4-jaw chuck. This one's got a whole new back plate on. It's a little bit slack on the threads. Still a grip on the register though. Excellent. I've got a face plate here. This is proper box fed. It's just starting to tighten up as it gets onto the register. Right home.